Here is a quiet, almost boring secret that could make you a millionaire, and most people walk right past it for their entire working lives. It is not a hot stock or a clever trade. It is the pension, your long-term retirement account. For most people, it is by far the most powerful wealth-building machine they will ever own, and most of them completely ignore it. Today, we fix that. Let's start with why a pension is so absurdly powerful. It quietly harnesses all three of the great forces we have admired throughout this series, working together automatically for decades. The first force is time. A pension runs for your entire career, 30, 40, even 50 years, which is exactly the long runway that compounding needs to perform its magic. The second force is consistency. Money flows into your pension automatically, a slice of every single paycheck, without you having to decide or remember anything. That is dollar cost averaging in its purest, most disciplined form. You buy steadily through booms and busts, year after year, never trying to time anything, which is precisely what works. And the third force is compounding itself. The returns, earning returns, the snowball we have praised so often. Put time, automatic consistency, and compounding together, and a pension becomes a wealth machine that runs almost entirely on autopilot. And often, it gets an extra rocket boost. That boost is free money, and you must never leave on the table. Many pensions come with an employer who adds money on top of yours, and with tax advantages that let your money grow without being nibbled every year. An employer match is the closest thing to free money that exists in finance. Refusing to capture it is like turning down a raise you were already offered. So if pensions are such magnificent machines, why doesn't everyone retire rich? Here's the single most important and most ignored detail in this whole episode. It is the investment track inside your pension and the fees attached to it. Your pension money has to be invested in something, and you usually get to choose how aggressively. And here is the quiet tragedy. The vast majority of people never look. They get automatically placed into a default track, which is very often too conservative, too cautious, and sometimes loaded with unnecessary fees. They leave decades of their life savings sitting in a slow, expensive lane, and they never even know there was a faster one right next to them. Now watch what that one choice does over a career. A pension invested in a low-cost, stock-heavy track, especially while you're young and have decades to ride out the bumps, can grow to enormously more than the same money sitting in a timid, expensive default. We are not talking about a small difference. Over 30 or 40 years, the gap between a good track and a poor one can easily be hundreds of thousands, the difference between a comfortable retirement and a millionaire one. Remember the lesson on fees, because it lands twice as hard here. A pension might charge what looks like a tiny annual percentage, but across an entire 40-year career, on an ever-growing balance, even 1 extra percent in fees can quietly devour a stunning slice of your final wealth. The two great enemies of the pension millionaire are an overly cautious track and high fees, and both are usually fixable with a single afternoon of attention. So here is the playbook, and it is wonderfully simple. First, contribute as much as you sensibly can, as early as you can, and capture every bit of any employer match. Second, while you are young, choose a growth-oriented, stock-heavy, low-cost track, and only gradually shift to something safer as retirement actually approaches. Third, and this is sacred, do not withdraw from it early. Every dollar you pull out is a dollar yanked away from decades of compounding, and it shatters the entire machine. Let's make the magic concrete. A fairly ordinary monthly contribution, flowing automatically into a sensible, stock-heavy track, compounding at the market's long-term rate, over a full career of 30 or 40 years, very realistically crosses the 1 million mark and often sails well beyond it. You do not need to be rich or brilliant or lucky. You need to start early, choose the right track, keep the fees low, and then, above all, leave it completely alone. And the through line, one last time, fits this perfectly because the pension millionaire and the index investor are the very same person. The quiet path to a fortune is a pension invested in a broad, low-cost index fund, fed automatically from every paycheck, and left untouched to compound for decades. It is almost unfairly simple. Check your track, slash your fees, capture the match, start now, and then let time do the breathtaking rest. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep it simple and go look at your pension today because future you is counting on it.